Is that Niall or Harry or Louis or Zayn or who is it? Oh, it's Liam. Never mind.
I tend to stick with my own thoughts of myself and different things rather than letting other people make up their mind for me, which I think is important really, especially when you're in this industry. There's a lot of fake news about me at the moment that is not strictly true, so it's just a case of people being smart about what they read on the internet and why it's there, and making sure you read the whole piece of things, because I mean these newspapers are very clever about the way they word the headlines to make you out to be something that you actually haven't even said. You know, I rarely go on Twitter anymore, as I just think Twitter has kind of turned into a darker thing actually in some circumstances. The people who say those things probably weren't listening anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Coming out of the band, it was strange. Wasn't really sure if I wanted to do the solo thing. It was kind of like, not in a bad way, but I don't even know whether I was ready to step back into the fame cycle of things a little bit. But, you know, One Direction got hectic at a certain point, and I lost my head with it a little bit. I was like, well, this is...
How so?
Just not cool, man. Just not in a good place. We were like hotel rooms and cars every single day. Not to say anything, because it was the most fantastic journey I've ever been on, looking back at it now. But at the times, there was points when I was like, I just don't know if this is for me. But it got difficult. We were on the road 24/7, and you couldn't go outside because of how many people. I mean, like, we were in a hotel in Peru. There were 10,000 people outside from morning till night, till 6 a.m. in the morning, singing songs. And it was just the most amazing thing ever, because you would never not want the fans there. But at the same time, it's just like, you can't leave the room. You are stuck in the room for again. And cabin fever's the real deal, man.
Yeah, well, I would think so.
That's some real stuff.
And you had therapy?
Yes, I went through a number of different bits of therapy and whatever else. I think, you know, as Strip That Down was coming out, I was almost just as afraid of the success as I was the failure, which isn't a really very comfortable place to be in life, because you're just not really sure what you're doing. So I went away. I had a little bit of a thing with drink, and it was a guy called Chip Summers who got me sober. I went sober for a year. And went and visited Russell Brand, actually, which was quite amazing. We went down to a meeting together and spoke about different things. It was just quite nice. You know, I think for anybody out there who is having a problem with mental health or something, and that struggle it is, but the best thing is to just go and speak to someone. Because if you go through it by yourself, you're your own soundboard, and we're all just as crazy as the next person. So it's like you need someone to validate you know, your experience. I've spoken to people about stuff like this, because I think with, you know, the way this lifestyle is, I think we don't help each other, then there's just not much point to it. So, you know, I went and saw Shawn Mendes recently when I was at an award show. And I mean, I think he's done fantastic, but I could hear the slightest bit of sorrow in the recent song that he wrote, and I just wanted to make sure he was all good, you know. I just wanted to give him a little bit of, you know, say, how are you doing, you know, a little bit of...
Kind of like a mentor.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, because I think he's got his own things together, or he didn't need me to be there, but I just wanted to offer that. If you ever have a problem, dude, or something's going on, like, just call me and we can have a chat about it, you know? I think it's nice to have somebody to lean on.
Yeah, I just think it's important. The thing is, like, we all go through these different mental struggles. I know Bieber did it really recently, and I commented on it because I just felt really bad that the only pickup that it got from the media was that he did drugs. Like, cool. Like, I just think that he said so many other things. And yeah, I don't condone anything the kid did. Like, of course, he did some crazy stuff, but I actually sat with Bieber for a long time one day. I went in and we just sat down. I told him my whole story about everything that went on with me. Some people don't, like, there's a lot of things people don't know. Like, he's one of the only people I've actually told about it. And we, like, confided in each other about a bunch of stuff. And I've always felt quite sorry for him, because when I was doing this growing up and we ended up in a really similar position, the difference was I had 4 other brothers behind me who were going through the exact same thing. So you can compare, you can go, what about this? What do you do in that situation, or whatever? He doesn't have anybody. No one knows what he's going through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, I just think give him a break. Like, he's been really, like, lucky to be in the position that he's in, and none of us can ever take that for granted. But at the same time, it comes along with a lot of crap that you have to deal with. And most of us are just taught, oh, you should have thick skin. But then I recently saw that bullying ad campaign where it's like the little boy going sticks and stones whenever, but like, it doesn't make us any different as people. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes stuff does get the better of you, and I've been, you know, at the end of that a lot. But you just, I don't know, you do have to be built with certain stuff for this, but that shouldn't really be the answer.
What has been the most challenging part of being so open about your struggles with mental health? I think the most challenging part is anything I tend to talk about, I just get asked more questions about, which just adds to more questions onto my day, which there's a lot of questions. The most challenging part of it, I don't think it was so challenging. I think at first I kind of needed to be agreeable with it myself before I spoke about it. I need to make my own mind up about what it was I wanted to speak about. And with this wonderful lady, I've been making this pilot actually for
people who struggle with mental health and are in the same position I am, to try and help them through those different struggles and different things that we go through. As we know, a lot of different artists do go through, and you see it in the press all the time with people with close calls and scares, and some people who end up very unfortunate. So I think it's important in that respect that if I have a slight knowledge of it, that I should maybe give back a little bit. So you'll see more of that in the future. A lot of people said that we made changes in their lives and different things, and through music I think it's important for us as artists to be able to do that. It's exactly why I have the Christmas song that I have in different things, because there are experiences that I've been through as well and different emotions and whatever else. So yeah, I think it's important. Once again, especially like songs that I Live Forever, it's very much centered around mental health, and obviously that's become such a huge thing for all of us recently. So I think it's great that we all kind of interact in that way, and I'd like to help, and I hope I do help in some way. So
Yes, you do.
amazing. Well, that's good news for me.
There's no more of the best human being on the earth. I think we have to give it to Liam Payne. I think he's one of the best role models and probably one of the nicest people I think I've ever had the fortune of working with.
Liam is strong, noble, perfect, and warm.
Hey, what's up? It's okay. You okay? Stop crying. Hey, take a deep breath. It's okay. You good? Just take a deep breath. We're all good. We're all chill. I'll give her a kiss. You okay? Right, come here. Let's spin around. Now you have to take a deep breath. We're going to take a picture and we all want to look nice, right? Okay. Look at your shoes. They're amazing. Put his leg here.
Hey class of 2020, it's Liam here celebrating your graduation with you. I want to give a massive shout out firstly to Her Campus for putting this together for you guys. I'm sorry you can't all graduate and be together for this moment, but I'm hoping that this is enough. A piece of advice I could give to you guys is, while I was in One Direction, I kind of felt like the world kind of ran away from me a little bit and I wasn't really realising what was going on in that moment. So I suppose the best thing I could say at a time like this is just remember that you are, without realising it, writing your life story every single day. And as long as you remember that and take caution in all your choices, that'll make you take implied risks and better yourselves, hopefully. So that's enough waffle from me. Here's Midnight.
Today you are watching Save with Stories for Save the Children. This is going to help all families around the world who have been affected by the coronavirus. So at the end of this video there will be some details that are given, so please give what you can, and it will help all families and children around the world. So thank you.
You never treat yourself right, darling, but I want you to. If I let you know I'm here for you, maybe you love yourself like that. You say, oh, I won't let these little things. Louder. Thank you, I love you too.